Hello and welcome to Talk from Superheroes. Hey everybody, I'm Andrew Ivemy.
And I'm Diana McCullum.
And you're listening to Talk from Superheroes, where every week we discuss a piece of heroic television or film. And this week on the podcast, we are talking about 1984's The Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger. This is a movie I kind of didn't think was real for a while.
Tell me more.
I don't know. It's like, because of our job, I've gone on like the Wikipedia, not like not real, but I think just like a movie that no one had saw or really could get. Because like as part of our job, I'd be like early in our job, I'd be on Wikipedia, I'd be like list of superhero movies. And the Toxic Avenger and all of its sequels would be on there. And I'm like, well, that's not anything. And it was only very recently since they remade it that I was like, oh, wait, is this a thing? Like, have people seen this?
Yeah.
Does this count?
And it does exist.
It does exist?
It does exist, and it does count. But I know what you mean. It seems to be something that, like, I knew of, and its name was brought up. And I wonder if part of it is just both of us being from the East Coast of Canada and it being a limited distribution film. Like, I don't even remember, and, like, my friends were, like, movie nerds who worked at the, like, non-blockbuster video stores.
I worked at the non-blockbuster video stores, two different ones. One of them was the biggest video store in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And I've never seen, like, the DVD or VHS of The Toxic Avenger.
Same thing. Even in Newfoundland, even with, like, B-horror fanatic friends who worked at Allen's Video.
Oh, fucking Allen's?
Even Allen,
Did you
Star
ask
Video,
Allen?
all the hits. They still, like, I never saw a VHS copy of this, but it's something that, like, somehow it kind of penetrated the zeitgeist, even in towns where I think a copy didn't exist. So this is in that weird kind of liminal space of the, like, you know, like that realm of, like, there's that list of movies that people think exist but don't actually exist.
The Sinbad movie.
Yeah.
I think in that realm for me, and I also think this movie's real, and I should Google this before I say weird things like this. I don't think Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is real in the same way that I think Toxic Avenger wasn't real.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, those two movies are like my go-tos of like movies I've heard of, but I don't think actually exist or that people have seen.
Interesting. I've never seen that, and I can't say for certain that it's real, but I think that one's a real one.
I think I thought it was like a parody of fried green tomatoes that just like it didn't really happen. I don't know what Attack of the Killer Tomatoes
I don't
is
know,
about.
but I'll put money it's not that. But that's very fun. That's very fun and charming.
Because I heard of fried green tomatoes and I liked it. It was fun.
There was a thing you had heard of,
Yeah.
and then a thing that you didn't, and then
Yeah.
you tied them together.
I'm like, how many movies about tomatoes can there be?
At least two.
These two, that's crazy.
At least two.
It's way more than you'd expect.
I think, like, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and The Toxic Avenger, it was one of these, like, we know of it because it would be referenced in the work of cinephiles.
Ooh.
Like, where someone, like, there would be, like, a movie from, like, an auteur or, like a nerdy kind of person. It would be, like, it's set in the 80s, and the characters are going to see the Toxic Avenger or Attack, you know, like, that type of a thing. So I think it's, like, it's this self-referential that we've experienced the references, but not the original.
I can agree with that. Also, there is a children's cartoon of this movie.
Yeah, which is strange.
That's nuts.
Which is a bold choice.
That's hella weird.
There was a lot of cocaine going around in the 80s, you know what I mean?
There's a lot of cocaine going around in this movie.
Hey.
Spoilers
look
for The
out.
Toxic Avenger 1984.
Look out. And we're covering this because next week we will be covering the new The Toxic Avenger.
Peter Dinklage's Toxic Avenger.
Peter Dinklage's The Toxic Avenger. So we will be covering that next week on the podcast. It is new and also from 2023, I think, but it's only now getting widespread distribution.
I think 2023 was just its festival release.
I believe that's correct.
So I think
yes.
that's the reasoning behind that. But yeah, it does make it look weird on IMDb.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll be talking about that next week. But this week, we are talking about the 1984, the original, The Toxic Avenger. Let's get into it. Let's talk about The Toxic Avenger. right. We have seen 1984's The Toxic Avenger, both of us for the first time, because we weren't even certain if this truly existed. But it does. It did. And we've did it. The Toxic Avenger, the usual question. Let's start with it. Diana, did you like it?
I'm shocked by how much I liked this movie. I really did not think this was going to be for me, because I watched the trailer first, and the trailer was just like, he gets thrown into toxic waste and there's boobs. And I'm like, okay. So it's just because of boobs that people like this movie. But wow, I actually really liked this movie for the budget it's at. So it's like, it's a comedy, which I didn't think it was. I thought it was like a straight like superhero action kind of horror. But it's a horror comedy, and it's very funny, and it knows what it is, and it's got this great tone to it, and it's like a live action cartoon that's like R-rated, and there's not too many titties, I will say. It seemed like there was going to be a lot more off the top, so it's more just like fun and silly and ridiculous, and I was surprised how good a time I had. It's less than an hour and a half. It's a really good length for kind of a slapsticky film. That's the length you want. It kept having more and more stuff than I expected for the budget it seemed to have. Just like so many car wrecks and tanks and extras. Were extras free? Who were all these people? So there's just a lot going on, and it's really funny, and some honestly awesome performances of people who don't even have IMDb photos. I'll get into the specifics later, but yeah, I was surprised about how much fun I had with 1984's Toxic Avenger. More like not toxic at all. He's not canceled. I don't know. This isn't anything. But well, Andrew can talk now. Andrew, did you like the Toxic Avenger? I didn't stumble at the gate.
Nope, you're fine. Stuck the landing.
10.
I also think it's great. I did not expect much from this. I think that this is even like through a modern lens and through like what it's perceived as is misclassified, because it's classified as a B horror film, and it's not. It's a comedy. It's a comedy horror.
It's a straight comedy.
It's a straight comedy horror. Like, yeah, even horror is a loose word. It has gore, but it's not a horror in the sense of like thriller or hunting, or it's just kind of a gory, just a gory comedy movie.
Yeah, it's got gore kind of the same way that just like technically a cartoon is violent because you've dropped an anvil on someone's head.
Like it would be like saying that John Wick is a horror film. You know, to be like, but he murdered a bunch of people in different ways that involve high violence.
Yeah, like technically you could, I guess, categorize it that way, but you watch it and you're like, this is a comedy.
This is a comedy. Yeah. This is straight up a comedy with horror influences. So yeah, it's not a B movie because it's intentional. Like it is existing within the same realm as like Batman 66.
Ooh.
Where I'm just like, this is slapstick. This is intentionally hammy. This isn't B horror.
It's not B horror.
B horror, I think of like it's aiming and missing. This is hitting the mark that it is shooting for in every circumstance.
Yeah, to me, it's not so much Batman 66. It's more like when like you have a raunchy comedy, but instead of like, I fucked a pie, there's gore.
Yeah.
It's like if you have like an American Pie, like, oh, there's jizz jokes, but instead of that, a guy's head exploded.
Yes.
There's like huge explosive elements that like shock you in a funny way.
Yeah.
Not in a I'm scared way.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a slapstick comedy in a horror universe. Yeah. It would be like saying Naked Gun is a B action movie or Spaceballs is a B science fiction. To be like, no, they're slapstick genre pieces.
They're nailing it.
They're nailing exactly what they've set out to do in the beginning. So, yeah, I think it's great. It's funny, laughed out loud, had a pretty good time. It's only lightly problematic, which for 84 is pretty good. And, 98% of the problematic stuff is from straight up cartoon violence villains, where it's just like the villains are racist serial killers. So it's like, yeah, okay. I get that they're bad people.
Yeah, the problematic stuff is very much like, well, yeah, but it's not like it's like it's elevated to a comedy point even for the day.
Yeah.
Even for the day, you could tell it was like, we don't think people talk like this.
We're trying to get the audience to a point in seconds where they want these people to die.
Yes, and they do a very good job.
And they do a very good job. Yeah. So it's only lightly problematic. Yeah. I think it's great. I think it's funny. I think people should see it.
I also think people should see it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's free on one of the streaming networks. Plex. I found a new streaming network that it's on.
Do we have Plex in Canada? Is that a U.S. one?
I actually don't know because I was just like, where can you stream it? And I was like, what the hell is Plex? It was very similar to Pluto and Tubi.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So just like free but with ads.
So
if you
it's
want
out
to see
there.
Toxic Avenger, it's out there.
Good stunts, too.
Oh my god! Like they blew up so many cars, and even just the fight stunts. That fight in the Taco Bell or the taco diner, that one stunt guy was moving so fast.
Let's start with stunts.
Okay.
Let's just kind of start by unpacking all the stunts. This movie actually like accomplishes stunts, has good stunt people. There's some good actual like stunt person burns, which is
That
awesome
one
as
guy
well.
walked all the way down the street.
When the lead character, this nerd who's being picked on, dives out of a window head first and lands in toxic waste as it's parked out front.
Uncovered
toxic waste.
Barrels with no lids, loosely in the truck.
Because he's being laughed at, he jumps straight through a glass window.
It was so funny.
There's actually no violence and only bullying involved with him throwing himself through a second-story glass window into a transport truck full of open toxic waste.
See, actually, we do have to talk about this for a second since you brought it up. Because what's extra funny about everything you just said, which is funny, is he's being lightly bullied. He got tricked into putting a tutu on and kissing a sheep instead of like having sex with a hot lady, which he thought he was going to do.
Yeah.
This was a like high school level prank done by the people who are running over children with their car.
Yeah.
That's what's so funny about it. It's like, we saw these people hitting kids on their bikes with their car and being like, 28 points, woo! And then they hate this guy. They actively hate Melvin. And they're like, what's the worst thing we can do to Melvin? And they put him in a tutu and make him kiss a sheep and don't physically touch him.
Serial killers. These are to the newspaper articles. There's newspapers in the beginning that are just like the mysterious car murderers strike again. Like they have been getting away with serial killings for a long time, the four of them. Mm-hmm. They have a point system. It scores higher if they kill minorities. Yes. They are racist serial killers. As if serial killer wasn't bad enough. They keep stacking things on, and they make a nerd kiss a goat, which is just so funny. Like, it's rude, but for racist serial killers to do that?
Because it's such a great inversion, because you're watching this movie, you're like, oh, they're serial killers, and they hate this guy. They're gonna dump him in the toxic waste and do terrible things to him first. And the idea that he just willingly jumped through a window because he was embarrassed.
Head first.
Head first.
Straight into a barrel of toxic waste that's open because the transport truck pulled over because the two drivers wanted to do bags of cocaine.
They each had their own bag.
They each had their own Ziploc bag. It's all over their face. They're putting their face just into a sandwich bag full of cocaine.
And to go back to the stunts, yes, it looks great when he jumps out the window. Yeah. Even when he's just head first in the barrel for a while.
Yeah.
I'm like, that actually looks like a shot I've never seen. Like, I feel like we don't, I mean, for safety reasons, I think we don't dunk people's head and stuff very often. But when you're going a little bit below budget, you can be like, we're just going to dunk your head in this for a while. I
think there were definitely some safety standards that were lax here, for sure. But also, I don't even think that that's just this film. I think that's also generally the 80s, safety standard of the 80s. People did die on things. So, but yeah, it looks good when he's face down in the barrel. He comes out, and then he's bubbling up, this nerdy kid, and he's turning into the Toxic Avenger. And these, like, skin bubbling effects, these prosthetic effects are really good, too. The practical, like, the skin is pushing up and bulbing and burning and smoke coming off of him. I'm like, this looks great.
It all looks great. Yeah, those aren't stunts, those are special effects. But the transformation scene's incredible. When he's in the tub, and his skin's bubbling, and then it starts bubbling in a completely different way. So it's a totally different prosthetic. And then it bubbles and pops. And they do a great job of showing that his hand's moving the whole time to be like, this isn't a still prosthetic. We put this on his arm.
Yeah.
So really, really cool. The whole transformation sequence is...
A cop touches him and catches on fire, and that alone was pretty good. Like, that you have a stunt person dressed as a cop who, like, his arms are on fire because he tried to help this kid. And then the kid, turning into the Toxic Avenger, bursts into flames runs halfway down a street, falls, gets up, and makes it all the way around the corner while like hundreds of people are around. It's a great burn.
It's a great long burn. Very dangerous, but looks really cool. Yeah, you just don't expect it because this movie doesn't look very expensive in a way that like isn't its fault. It clearly didn't have like a ton of money, but like yeah, every single time there'd be something that was kind of expensive. I'd be like, did they just crash 5 cars? Did they do a full burn as a guy walked down the street? Do they actually have money for cool special effects? Like, the budgeting guy on this movie did a great job.
Yeah, yeah, and even that stunt, the burn stunt, I find it very scary, and like I don't know if this was lax safety standards or the stunt team like really vibing well. The fact that he falls down, gets back up, and continues the shot.
Because when you fall down, you're supposed to get sprayed.
That's when your team is supposed to come in and start spraying you with fire extinguishers and put you out and make sure that you're safe. So to do a false fall and to do it all in like a wide shot one take, I'm like, this is a very dangerous stunt. And that stunt performer keeps going for a while afterwards. It's very impressive.
It's very impressive, or it's not, and they only had the fire extinguishers around that corner he turns.
And it's like, you got to make it there.
You got to make it around the corner or you're dead.
It did seem like they actually didn't shut down traffic. There were a couple of cars that turned in a weird way where I'm like, I don't think they closed traffic for this. So
crazy thought.
That's a crazy thought, but that's the 80s, baby.
That's the 80s. Also on special effects, I think my favorite one is, it's such a random character. That dude's head who gets lobbed off in the gym.
The gym one, that is so good.
It's so good. It's weird that it's this guy who hasn't really done a lot of bad things. It's not one of like the 4 mains who are like hitting kids with their car. But it looks incredible. I don't know if maybe they just already had a cast of that guy's head. So
Right.
they're like, it has to be you. Because we're going to have a really cool head that explodes when the gym equipment lands on it.
Yeah.
Well, that looked awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, a couple good head explosions. So the kid's head explosion
Yeah,
as he
kids.
gets run over. Yeah, the guy in the gym with the head explode. A nose ripping off, a jaw ripping off, eyes getting poked out.
Oh, the eyes poked out was I forgot about the eyes poked out. That
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah.
It looked like the fingers went in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are like some 80s like of the dead Savini, like is it Savini, Tom Savini like level of like prosthetic work here where I'm like, this is people at the height of their game.
I also like the simplicity of like the guy who was robbing the taco place gets his arm pulled off and they're like, yeah, we hired a guy who was missing an arm. So it looked way better.
Brilliant.
There's no like bump where the guy's real arm is.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that works. Great.
Awesome. It rules.
It absolutely rules.
It rules. Yeah. Tanks.
Okay, multiple tanks.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Or, you know, whatever type of fake tank they got, but credible looking tanks to me.
Looked like a tank to me.
Jeeps with machine guns mounted on them.
Yeah, like the amount of extras in some scenes, because in the scene where he gets toxic, he like falls in the barrels. Everyone runs out of the gym to like laugh at him because he's covered in toxic waste. And then from across the street, all these children appear. Do you know what you have to pay children to be extras?
In the 80s, nothing.
Oh no! They paid them in probably that ice cream they kept eating.
I think it was probably...
Every child had an ice cream in every single shot of this movie.
I think it was probably they just put up signs and was like free ice cream for kids who want to be in a movie. Like, or put up those signs around town with dates and people just showed up. You didn't have to register or give your social security number. There was no taxes. Like, it was just you were doing it, you know?
That makes a lot of sense. But still, even just wrangling that many kids and extras.
And even just the comedy of like everyone in this gym who did this prank, and like 4 of them did the prank, and then like 100 gym members, everything in this town goes down at the gym, all see this kid kiss like a sheep, and then jump out of a window. And there's a moment then when they cut to like some close-ups of everyone being horrified. And I'm like, oh no, they'll know they've gone too far. And they all run downstairs and outside and then start laughing again. And I'm like, that's funny. And then somehow like 200 street children sense that something funny is happening and they all show up and laugh. I'm like,
All the newsies from Newsies are here?
it's such good comedy to just have hundreds of people in the city sense that something funny is happening and arrive.
No one wants to miss out on the good joke.
Fuck.
But yeah, there's definitely. But I agree. I stand by the kids got ice cream. There's one scene that's my favorite. It's the cop in the ice cream shop, and there's like 5 kids around him. There's this little girl. If you do watch this movie, look for this little girl next to him. She's covered in ice cream. I don't know how long this scene took.
Lapping it up.
Lapping it up. When it cuts away from her, it comes back. She has an entirely different ice cream cone. She's still lapping it up. But it's not the joke. It's not the focus.
No.
And she's also looking right at the camera.
They gave this kid like 2 to 3 ice creams just to be like, please chill.
Please stay calm. Please stay in the
calm.
shot.
Yeah.
We need kids in the scene. So yeah, the amount of children that have ice creams is just very funny. Definitely how they paid them.
Yeah. Yep.
I also like very funny. I assume this was done on purpose, just as a cost-saving measure. When the villain has like a kind of nice car that he's been hitting people with, but then when they want to kill him off later, they're like, let's put him in some old lady's car so we don't have to wreck this nicer car.
Oh, I didn't even really think about that. That is a great cost-saving measure and
Yeah,
point.
because I was like, oh, okay, I guess we can beat up this old lady. It doesn't like do much for me. But then he's in like a way cheaper, shittier car than he's been in the rest of the movie.
That's very funny. Oh, I did not really piece that together. That's why. That at the end of the movie, they're just like, it was my girlfriend's car. Let's steal a new cheap one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I think that was a thing that I was like, why are we doing this chase scene in this shitty car? I was like, oh, it doesn't cost anything. Well, I mean, it costs something.
And the chase scene.
It goes on for so long.
The forward roll into an upside down roof grab that the stunt person as the Toxic Avenger does. Like the main villains, it's the final like chase scene, and they're like, "Hey, it's the Toxic Avenger. Let's run him over." And they drive at him, and he just jumps, does a forward roll, a tuck and roll over the hood and windshield, and then lands on the hood on his back and reaches back and grabs onto the windshield, or like hidden handholds, basically. But it's phenomenal. It's flawless.
It's flawless. The car's moving. The stuntman is in the Toxic Avenger prosthetics and probably can't see very well. He's in a mask.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very high trust level.
High trust level. So yeah, and also even when he lands and he does this weird backwards grab, I was like, I've never seen anyone do a grab like that because I feel like it would wrench your shoulder so bad. That's a bad angle to be like, oh, I'll grab that way.
Yeah, it's like the on American Ninja Warrior. What is the blind grab? That one that's shaped like an X that they do sometimes, and they swing forward, and then there's one at the end. You got to do a blind grab.
Yeah, it's always the hardest one.
It's always the hardest one.
So we know that. So when you see this stunt, I'm like, that's the hardest.
That's the hardest one. Matt and Akbar are always like, this one's the blind grab.
Oh, he did it.
Watch American
Or
Ninja.
she.
Yeah, watch American Ninja Warrior.
They can all do it.
But
yeah, watch American Ninja Warrior.
Blind grab is tough, but yeah, a killer stunt.
A killer stunt, and then all the cars crash. I will say I am slightly disappointed. I have slight negatives in this movie. I will say, because that guy, I think his name was Bozo, the guy who gets killed in that scene. I think he deserved like a cooler death. A car crashing is kind of just like any movie can have a villain who dies in a car crash.
I agree that there were cooler deaths in the film, and he was the most important villain.
He was the most important villain because the mayor was the most powerful villain, but this guy was the most like, I hate Melvin. I'm turning him into the Toxic Avenger.
I'm a serial killer.
I'm evil. I'm pure evil. So he should have had like a way cooler, longer, like cover him with gasoline, light him on fire.
Yeah.
Something cooler than just like the car crashed.
It should have been the most violent one of the movie.
Yeah,
I think.
easily should have been. Yeah, I think the girls got it worse. That girl who got her butt burnt.
That girl got her butt burnt?
That seemed like it would suck.
That does seem
She
like
lived, but
still. Like,
but her butt's all burnt now.
Yeah. Why the women get to live as serial killers? I don't know why that is.
They weren't driving the car.
They still were super into it.
Oh, they were super into it. Yeah, I don't know if his evil detecting senses work that way. He does seem to have some kind of evil detecting senses.
Yes, yeah. There's some kind of an additional sense power that he does seem to have, even with the little old lady that he threw into a dry cleaning machine.
We even got thrown for a loop. We're like, oh no.
What?
She was innocent. But then they said, she wasn't. He detected the evil.
Not all people are evil every minute of the day. And I actually think that's kind of a funny observation of this movie. To be like, there's like a little old lady that he murders at a dry cleaner who's nice to her dry cleaner and all this. And it's just like, no, sometimes evil people are just kind of like 98% of their day is being normal. And then they're evil a little bit.
A little bit.
And that's enough to overdo it. Yeah. And the comedy of this movie, I think it works for me. Like it's funny. This movie's legitimately funny.
It's legitimately funny. I think the energy ebbs out after the first act because I think Bozo, the main villain, and I think Skinny Melvin are like hugely. Wow, they are really like they're doing so much, they're giving so much energy, and then Skinny Melvin's gone once he transforms, and Bozo's not in it as much. So Bozo is the guy who's like a mix of Dennis Reynolds and Dr. Cox put together into a serial killer.
What a fun way to describe it. Yeah, I see the Dennis Reynolds. I hadn't expected the Dr. Cox.
If Dr. Cox was a serial killer, he'd be this guy.
He is so wildly intense and dedicated to this character.
He's so good.
He is so good. Like I'm worried about that human man who played this character.
Yeah, is his IMDb empty because he just had a heart attack after playing this intense man?
It reminded me of, I think it was when we covered the worst X-Men movie. Was it Dark Phoenix?
Oh, Dark Phoenix is bad.
Is bad.
I think X3 is worse, but...
Oh, okay, but Michael Fassbender we were talking about. So it was probably Dark Phoenix. And we were talking about how Michael Fassbender, the whole movie sucks. But there's a moment where he's figuring out his powers or he's using it for the first time in a while. And we're worried that Michael Fassbender actually like shit himself and gave himself high blood pressure. Like every vein in his face is popping. He looks like actor Michael Fassbender sincerely believes if he works hard enough, he can move metal, and that he is going to give himself an aneurysm trying to do so. And this guy is doing that every second he is on screen as the villain of this movie.
But he thinks he can just be angry. He doesn't think he has superpowers.
Oh.
He doesn't think he's just so mad. It's so funny. He's so good.
Killer.
He's killer. And also like Small Melvin before he gets transformed. Just
really
doing
good
this
comedy.
like really big, nerdy, over the top, but like one of those like happy, like head empty kind of nerds. Just like tongue against the glass watching them play squash as he cleans the floor. The like scared he is when he sees the girl's boobs.
God.
He's really good. I think he's
really
great
good.
in this. I'm actually really sad he turns into a big guy.
Yeah. They still get plenty of comedy out of Big Toxic Avenger.
They do get big. Do get some comedy out of there. There is a comedy too. The fact that he's very eloquent, like a Frankenstein monster.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like rawr, like another Frankenstein.
But
monster.
he does roar until he stops and then is very eloquent, which is quite funny as well. When he first is eloquent, it's hilarious. That the fact that I guess they couldn't get the facial prosthetics to move that well, that he only talks when his face is out of frame, I think is very funny also. So
is that why? I thought the voice actor wasn't the body actor.
I think that might also be the case, but I assumed as well that they couldn't get the facial prosthetic to move great.
That makes a lot of sense because it's not him, but the voice. I was like, you sound like Jeffrey Wright.
I did also think that as well.
It feels like the Watcher is narrating the Toxic Avenger.
I also thought it was strong Jeffrey Wright energy. Yeah. But yeah, a good voice. Now, I do disagree with you, though, on the idea that the comedy slows down. Because you talk about, young Melvin and Bozo and some of the other characters at the beginning. I think that Blind Sarah is so funny because she's doing everything. Her eyes look like a slot machine. She is just going all the time. And when it first happens, I'm like, is this meant to be a joke? And it does take a couple of scenes for me to warm up and be like, fuck, she's actually kind of crushing this as a comedic character.
If she wasn't in more of the movie, it would be nothing.
Yeah.
But the fact that she's in the entire second half and you get to see her in all these scenes and it's like, oh, she is finding some great comedy in this. And also it's just like continually funny to like, of course you can not have sight and be very attractive, but the fact that this like beautiful woman is somehow doing her hair and makeup while she lives in a dump with the Toxic
lives in a
Avenger
dump, changes outfit
and
like
is the
5 times a
hottest woman
day.
you've ever seen. She's wearing gold bikinis.
Yeah.
She can't see her clothes.
And lives in a dump.
Another really important factor to the fact that she shouldn't look this hot.
Yeah.
So it's very funny. I love her wall of canes That's one of the best jokes I've ever seen.
Whoa, getting home, be like, let me get my cane. And it's just like 100 walking canes, mobility assistance canes against a wall. And she just knocks them all over. It's like the row of replacement hockey sticks at a hockey game.
Oh, it is like that.
That is such a good prop gag.
It is. Yeah, this movie really is like if Naked Gun was a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good comedy going on. Speaking of Sarah, what was my point I was gonna make? It was maybe gonna be about Sarah, but I might have lost it a little bit.
You might have lost it.
Fuck.
She's fun. She's blind. She's playing it up well.
Oh.
Her dog was murdered.
I was gonna that was it. That's the negative.
Yeah, that's too much for me as well.
Also too much.
Don't like it even as a trauma horror gag.
Even in an over the top like Looney Tunes-esque way, it's like, no, you can't.
No.
You can't do it. I did like in the trivia when it was like, this is the thing they got the most letters about ever from the company was killing a dog.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that says a lot. It's like, it's not fun. It's not fun.
The dog doesn't know it's not real.
The dog doesn't know it's not real, and it's just not fun to experience.
Not fun for anyone.
No.
So don't do that again.
Don't do that.
The 2025/2023 version better not kill a dog.
Having a photo of the dog in a heart that just says Gary that you hang in your house at the dump for your blind girlfriend is so funny, though.
It's also very funny that you took the photo of his mom that was in there. And also the placement of the photo of his mom at head level in his bathtub. It's so funny.
Good God.
There is some great comedy in this.
The transport truck that they made of toxic waste is such a great visual gag. It's constantly bubbling. There's no lids on anything. The truck drivers, they can barely see through the windshield. There's so many empty and crushed beer cans while doing a Ziploc bag of cocaine. Phenomenal prop work there.
They also do an incredible job of that giant transport truck like brakes and all the barrels like hit each other and none of them knock over. And I'm like, you easily could have knocked over all of these props.
Yeah.
This was a very hard take.
Yeah. This was a tricky one.
Tricky is the good word to describe that.
Even just some of the visual gags of like the mayor getting a massage while eating a human-sized submarine sandwich that lays next to him is so funny. There's so much of this that did feel straight up like Batman 66 inspired. Like
that is
the Irish policeman, and then as well like the police chief who is a German Nazi as well, is very funny.
He's corrupt, yeah.
Yeah.
There is everything going on in that gym is insane. That gym is bumping. This crazy performance of this one guy like is determined not to have any fat on his body. Like, we have to be super in shape. We have to be so in shape. But they're smoking while they do it in the gym.
And I don't know if that's just the 80s or a joke.
That was the joke.
I honestly can't tell you if that's the 80s or a joke, and it might be a half and half on that one.
Might be a half and half. Yeah, I don't know if you could smoke in a gym in the 80s.
I think you might have been able to smoke in a gym.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're trying to breathe in there.
Yeah, I think you can smoke in there, though.
But also, yeah, great sauna, great pool, great gym.
Oh, great facility.
Wash.
A well-run fitness club.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a gym. It's a fitness club.
It is a fitness club, yeah. You can, pay the guy off to have the locker room the entire night. There's just some weird plot points that are happening. He was like, I paid the guard so we can stay here and have sex in the locker room all night. I'm like, don't you have, a house?
Can you go somewhere else? Are you children or adults? I don't actually know your...
I mean, they're also not good at sex. No rhythm.
No, they were very bad. They were just...
Miserable.
They were smushing in the worst way. They were just smashing stuff. It was not good.
It wasn't sexy.
No, it wasn't sexy at all.
Yeah.
I also liked the comedy of the random German professor who breaks down what's happening with the Toxic Avenger.
You were laughing at that guy before he even spoke. You were like, this guy's gonna nail it. I can just tell.
Just the cadence he came in with a hunch and one arm flopping like crazy.
It was very Gene Wilder.
Oh, I could see that.
Very, very Gene Wilder, Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep, and-
Vibes. But yeah, it's just like, well, he's killing evil people.
He senses the evil, and then just that's it. That's the whole scene.
That's the whole scene.
Yep. And then in the next scene, when the Toxic Avenger murders someone, we hear the audio from that scene of like, he senses the evil, in case we forgot who the hero of the movie was.
In case we were worried these people who were shooting people at the taco stand weren't evil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wait, because it wasn't the taco stand guy. It was the guy selling a 12-year-old for $12.
For $12.
And then had a limo full of men who were going to be in on the $12, I guess.
Guys, get out here. And then doing a clown car, but with a limo, is anti-comedy in a way that I cannot describe. Like, it is nine-dimensional chess, a play on expectations, to do a clown car, but with a limousine.
But with a limousine, but still too many guys to have been in the limo.
Yeah.
Like, definitely too many guys for a car, but still too many guys for a limo. But maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe not. But like, they weren't comfortable in there. They could have been in there, but they weren't comfortable at the very least. That number of guys.
I forgot that joke. That was so good.
And our favorite joke, I think, in the movie was the pull back to a tank being pointed at a tent.
Okay, this was my favorite joke. Maybe this might have been my favorite visual gag, just because if you haven't seen it, it closes in on a tent and the Toxic Avenger's in there and he's asleep. And then it pulls back, and it's not just a tank. It's a tank, about 100 guys with guns, and at least 200 people from town, all just staring at a tent with guns.
A quiet
pointed at
tent
it.
that's doing nothing.
It's so quiet. And there's hundreds of guns pointed at the tent.
The guns do nothing for me for comedy.
Oh, the guns do a
barrel
lot
of
for
the
me.
tank is doing 100% of the lifting. And I adore it.
I think the guns and the people add way more than just the tank's great. It's great that there's a tank there.
Yeah.
But it all comes together in a beautiful arrangement for me. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Oh, fuck. A tank pointed at a tent. Who
It's
knew?
just deadly quiet in the middle of the forest.
It's so good.
How did you feel about his face being hidden for so long? I thought we were never going to see it. It was a weird choice to me.
I agree that it was a weird choice. And it was a weird choice, especially when I feel like the reveal of the face wasn't a big payoff.
I actually think it was an okay payoff, but I actually feel like they prostheticed him every fight. So it was like, because like you could see a bit of it every time. So it felt weird that they were like, and we waited to show it. And it did look pretty good.
Yeah, it looked pretty
But I think
good.
they could have shown it from the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, this is like a choice they're making. Like, his face is so grotesque, we'll never see it. I think that's actually kind of cool. But then to reveal it 20 minutes later and to see it for 45 more minutes was a weird choice to me.
Yeah, to be like, we want everyone kind of screaming and running away when they see him, but we also still need to show fight scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we do that? And it's just not show his face, maybe? It was just a practical solution? But it doesn't, I agree, it doesn't 100% work.
It doesn't 100% work. I will say it's also probably very impressive because this movie came out a year before Goonies, which is the first time I ever saw a movie with like a fake droopy eye. That was on a character.
Interesting.
Yeah, I checked the year. I was like, this is before or after Goonies, who had like the droopy eye character.
Okay.
So I think that must have been much more impressive to be like, oh, it's the first time we've seen this probably.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
My thoughts. But I still think it could have just been shown the whole time the second he got turned into a weird guy.
Yeah, I agree. It could have been shown the whole time, or at the very least sooner, and with a bigger fanfare or a bigger reveal. Because I'm glad that you liked the reveal a bit, but I still don't think it wasn't huge.
It wasn't huge. It was more, and it was so distracting when they weren't showing his face. It was kind of that game of like, oh, can I see it? You're just kind of not paying attention to what's happening because I'm trying to spot his face the whole time.
Interesting.
I'm trying to see the seams.
I was trying to figure out what the joke was. Because everything else had been like a joke. And it was kind of funny not seeing his face when a very eloquent person, more eloquent than the original Melvin, comes out. I'm like, oh, that's funny. And that sets up the game. The game is what is funny about his face not being on screen. And speaking very eloquently, despite it being horrific, is is one of the comedic solutions to the comedic game that they've set up. But they don't add new twists or new answers to the game. It's just kind of like, that's it, and then it sits in it for a while.
Yeah, we just didn't show you for a bit. Like,
Yeah.
literally everything else in this movie had like a reason.
Yes.
A payoff and a lead up and like pure comedy of like, we know how to do a setup, punchline. And there's no setup punchline for the face.
No, it just kind of is.
That's just his face.
That's just his face, but it's also not there.
Well, that's the amount of face. I'm also like a little confused about the amount of sex in this movie. Because it's really sex heavy off the top.
Okay.
You get a lot of boobs, you get a lot of sex scenes, and then it kind of goes away completely. And that just feels weird. Like if you're a boob movie, just feels like there'd be more boobs.
Oh, interesting.
Like I feel like 80s movies that have boobs are like, and there's boobs the whole time.
Oh, I feel the opposite.
I don't watch a lot of boob movies. I just assume there's like boobs the whole way through.
Because I always got the impression, and granted, I wasn't, living through the 80s. I was alive, but not, going to films or things like that.
You didn't see Meatballs in theaters when you were 1?
I did, but sometimes when I go back and watch these, I'm like, oh, really? I think I remember rewatching like the first Police Academy recently, and the opening scene is just in a woman's change room for no particular reason.
Scene?
Yeah, and then it just stops, and then there's no more boobs, but there's like 18 women with full nudity, and then nothing for the rest of the movie. So I think it is just we earned our rating, which gets boys talking and gets them out to the theater. And after that, we don't really give a shit.
We just need boys to buy, like teenage boys to buy a ticket.
We just need enough that people talk about that.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't think that was the appeal, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like when you get one fuck in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, a little bit, but the more extreme version of that, I guess, Which I think is like part of the marketing of trauma films in general, where it's just like, can we push buttons of censors and get conversation going? Like even this movie opening with a title card of like, be careful, this movie contains extreme violence. And it contains a reasonable amount of violence, I think, especially for the time, but reminding everyone that it's like, you should be talking and telling your friends about the violence, how violent it is. To be like, it's creating its own marketing campaign. It's trying to create its own stir, to be like, we're warning you that this is so violent. Like, it almost feels like a lot of the hyper-violence and sexuality of trauma films is a marketing campaign, much in the sense of like, modern day bullshit where people are like, you getting triggered? Like, it's just like, hey, like, all right, calm down. This actually, what are you doing? And it's like, no, that's just kind of a faux outrage machine. It's trying to drum up in a sense of free marketing.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of it more of along the lines of like when movies like Psycho were like, don't tell anyone the twist.
Oh.
And they want you to talk about a thing, but don't talk about it. But it's like, oh, there's a lot of titties and violence. But then you get there and like, there's some.
There's some. There's some. There's some. Like, there's some titties in there.
There's some titties.
Yeah.
There's not zero.
There's not zero.
It's not zero.
There's not zero. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's all, like a marketing opportunity.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for your perspectives. As someone who's not in the movies for the boobs and the titties, I was like, how much do you need, audience / directors?
I mean, I think the amount that we need has severely changed over the decades.
Well, yeah. I mean, also the ways to get titties has really expanded over the decades. You don't need to get them from your horror movies anymore.
Absolutely.
And your comedies.
Yeah, absolutely. Which has lowered the number of titties in film. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what's the last time I saw a modern day titty?
It's actually kind of rarer now. Yeah, like me mentioning to be like, yeah, I watched like Police Academy, and like right away over the opening credits, they're like, there's titties in this one. Tell your friends there's titties in this one. And
sure.
I see the recent Naked Gun, and I'm like, that's hilarious. And there were no titties in there because they know that I have a titty machine in my pocket at all times.
Well, what's the naked
So why
part?
would they? I see. That's the trouble. There's the rub.
Or the lack thereof.
Hey. Oh,
Diana's first sex joke.
Well, let's go in for the close. Let's end at the top.
I did it.
Let's ask the final question. What would you change? So now that we have discussed everything we have discussed about this movie, what would you change about it? If you could change anything, before we do ask that final question, we will remind you, our wonderful listeners, as we do every week, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podcast Addict, YouTube. We have the videos up on YouTube now where you can see us and you can leave comments there as well. Rate, review, subscribe, leave a comment wherever it is that you get this. It helps us move up the charts, find new listeners. It's a free way to support the podcast. Do it for a few of your favorite podcasts while you're over there doing it. It only takes a couple minutes out of your day and has a huge impact on the lives of the people who make the podcast.
Yeah, it helps us in the charts and in our hearts. We absolutely love it, and we appreciate everyone who's left us a review. We think of you. If you want us to think of you, leave us a review.
We do think of you, don't we?
We do think of you. We read them and we're like, thank God for that person.
Yeah.
With a weird name on iTunes. No one's just got called Todd.
No.
Everyone's just got like a cool username.
If your iTunes name is Todd, hit us up.
Hit us up, Todd.
So do that. And as well, if you want to support the podcast monetarily, you can do that over on our Patreon page, which is a subscription service. You can subscribe at whatever is in your budget, get cool bonuses for doing so. You can get our webcomic early. You can get these episodes early and ad-free, which is awesome, especially when we cover new stuff that's just coming out in theaters. And as well, there's a level where you can get an exclusive bonus episode of this podcast every single month. And if you do that, you also get immediate access to the full back catalog of all of our previous bonuses. This month we did Eyes of Wakanda. So Eyes of Wakanda is up right now. We also did Ironheart before that. So if there's some Marvel movies you're like, how come they didn't do it? We did do it. It's over on the Patreon page.
We've pretty much done everything.
We've done quite.
I just knocked Toxic Avenger off our list.
We've done it all. But some of them are exclusives over on the Patreon page. And if there's any individual exclusive, you can also buy an individual episode as well. Lots of different options depending on what is in your budget and what you want to get out of bonuses from the podcast. Check out all of the options over at patreon.com/fromsuperheroes. That is patreon.com/fromsuperheroes. And thank you to all of our current and future patrons.
Thank you so much, our beautiful, wonderful patrons.
And now, let's go in for the close. Let's ask the final question now that we have discussed everything we have discussed about this movie. Diana, what would you change about this if you could change anything?
Not a lot of changes. It's really good. And also, like, it's such a movie about vibes and tone that the changes would not really affect it. A couple little ones. I think you're going to agree. We don't kill the dog. Ruins it. No fun. Really kills the energy. Don't kill that dog. Bozo's going to get a cooler death. The Dennis Reynolds intense man, who's the main villain of this. Yeah, he dies too quick. I really need him to like die for a while in a fun way. Like you should have like saw trapped this man. But like the ultimate jigsaw trap should have been this guy's death. So that went too fast. Then my biggest like actual change in a structural way, I actually didn't think eloquent voice was all that funny. It was a little bit funny for the Toxic Avenger. But I thought Small Melvin had such good energy that I'm actually going to keep Small Melvin's voice in Big Toxic Avenger's body. I think that would be funnier for me. I think it would keep the energy up a little bit more. Sometimes every now and then it does lag for me. I think he had really good like frantic, intense energy. So yeah, I want if we're going to ADR the voice anyway, I still want him to have Small Melvin's voice. I think that's very funny. So those are my changes for the Toxic Avenger in 1984. Andrew, what would you change?
That's very interesting.
I know it can go either way on whether that would work or not.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's all Lady Art anyway.
It is all Lady Art anyway. Yeah, I think I would. I'm on the fence. I think I would respectfully disagree, and I like the eloquent version. What if it was the same actor but doing more eloquent speech?
Oh, it's still the small guy. But
it's still the small guy, but he's just a little more suave. It's like an Urkel versus Urkel.
Oh, I would love that. I think that works. He would still probably have like a fun energy.
Yeah.
No, an Urkel versus that is exactly the pull for that.
Yeah. They're both Jaleel White.
I believe that is the actor's name.
I want to say it's the actor's name, but yeah, an Urkel to Urkel of like we don't actually switch the voice performer. We keep it with the original one, but he's a little bit more smooth and charming.
Okay, I don't know why. My mind just went to a weird place because I'm like, Stefan Urkel, and then I'm like, the only Stefan I know is Stephen Curry, and I'm like, what's Stephen Curry look like? Like a nerdy Steph Curry. What's the Urkel version of Steph Curry.
Yeah, I mean, that's Seth, I guess.
Aw, Seth's an okay player.
No, Seth's a great player.
He's a great player. I'm sure they have a nerdier brother.
There's
not
a
in the
fourth
NBA.
nerdier brother.
There's some Curry not in the NBA. It's gotta be.
Urkel Curry. He's just named Urkel.
And then they put him in the face-off machine. And then he's Stephen Curry. And he can play basketball.
God, I can't wait till Steph Curry's NBA career is over to star in this film that Diana is pitching.
This is my Hannah Montana for Steph Curry.
Oh.
Andrew, what would you change?
Oh, boy. I've lost my mind, so I don't honestly know. I think I might go with what we were just saying. Of we keep the same actor, but he's just a little bit smoother and a little bit more suave. And I think that the face needs to be revealed right away. That's my main thing. We just reveal the face right away, and we've got to kind of go with that from there. Because it's not made a big enough deal. So keep the same voice actor and reveal the face right away. Those are my simple changes.
How do you feel about not killing the dog?
And don't kill the dog.
I need your stamps
don't kill the
on
dog.
the don't kill the dog.
I'll put a stamp on that.
Stamps? Okay.
Don't kill the dog.
Wonderful.
And that's it.
That's it. That's the Toxic Avenger 1984.
That's
a fun romp.
A real unexpected evening we've gone on.
I was so prepared to hate this movie based on the trailer.
As was I.
What a great little find.
A lovely little find. And hopefully we have a lovely little find next week when we cover the new one. So we'll be talking about The Toxic Avenger next week on the podcast. In the meantime, if you want to get a hold of us, you can find me online most places at Ivimey, Ivimey.
You can find me at Words of Diana.
And you can find both of us at From Superheroes and check out everything we create on our website, fromsuperheroes.com. And we'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye.